Hello, fellow classmates. Hope you're doing well. My name is Andrew. I'm going to be talking to you today about establishing a business practice, the business licenses and registration requirements needed to start your own business. It's really not as complicated as people think it is. It's really honestly pretty straightforward. As long as you have your license as a counselor and can pay some fees, that's really pretty much all it is. It's pretty straightforward. We'll walk through it, but it's not that complicated. The first thing, obviously, to consider when you're thinking about starting a business is to write a business plan. Planning and preparation are key to success, and and that would be the first place to start before you register or do anything like that, is to write a business plan. I would also say it'd be really helpful if you know anyone that runs a private practice, um, to, if you could, to sit down with them and kind of pick their brain about uh, what they've done to get started, uh, obstacles they've run into, just things to consider in starting your own practice. The other thing would be you might consider talking with an attorney or an accountant, CPA, just to kind of talk through the different options with business structure and sort of thing. We'll kind of go through those in a minute, but um, those are just some kind of planning and preparation things that would be helpful to do before starting a business, before registering and that kind of thing. So after you've done your kind of planning and putting your business plan together and sought advice, the first thing to do is to select a business structure and your business name. Um, there are really five pretty common different structures for a business, um, and so you'll need to kind of distinguish and figure out which one will work the best for you and what you want to do, and then go with that. So those structures are sole proprietor, a general partnership, a limited liability company, a business corporation, and a nonprofit corporation. Um, each one of those has different pros and cons, kind of depending on how big of a business you want to run, um, different tax structures. There's just kind of benefits and drawbacks to each one. So it would be, that's where I think sitting down with an attorney and a CPA might be helpful to consider what would work the best for you, or what would be the best for your needs. Um, Once you have decided on your business structure and your name, um, you will need to register. Um, One thing to note is, if you do choose to go the sole proprietor route for your structure, you can actually use your personal name as your business name, and then you'll register as doing business as, or an assumed business name. Um, there's also, in Oregon at least, I haven't found one for Washington. In Oregon, there's a site where you can look up um, business names. So if the name that you want to use, you can look up on the registry, to see if that's already been used or not, if it's available. And that website's on the handout. It's just egov.sos.state .or.us/br/web name search, basically. The link is on the handout. So once you've decided on your structure and your name, you will need to register your business. Um, and that is, you can do that online. There's a form online. It's really simple. Just fill out the form and submit it with the fee. You can also register by mail, and the address for, at least in Oregon, is on the handout. Um, so a couple things to consider about that for the fees, registration fees. To register your business as an assumed, and doing business as a sole proprietor as an assumed business name, that's a $50 registration fee. To do a limited liability corporation, a business corporation or a nonprofit corporation, each one of those is a $100 registration fee. So then, once you have got your business name, your structure, and you've registered your business through the state, the next thing you'll need to do is register with the IRS. And so you'll go to the website is irs.gov, small business registration. And so once how to do that, you register your business through the IRS, and they will give you what's called a tax identification number. It's also sometimes called an employer identification number, an EIN, and that will be your business number with the federal government, with the IRS, and that will be the number that you will use. And that will be associated with your business for tax purposes, that kind of thing. And really, once you've done that, you're a legal business at that point. It's really straightforward. It's not complicated at all. The hardest thing about starting a business is doing the marketing and actually getting the clientele, becoming licensed, that kind of thing. The actual registration and tax and business registration and tax stuff is really straightforward and really simple. On the handout under the resources section, I have a couple of websites listed, one for Oregon and one for Washington, that you can go to that will kind of walk you through the process and kind of direct you to the places you'll need to go to register your business. So that's it. Hope it's helpful. Like I said, it's really not complicated at all. Yeah, hope you find it helpful, and good luck with starting your private practice. Thanks, guys.